I want to talk about Belle Collective real quick. Miss Sophia Shante, also known as So Gucci to some. All right, she was a part of Belle Collective. Belle Collective is a show that is produced by Carlos King's company, Kingdom Reign. It comes on the OWN network. And just last week, Carlos ended up doing a messy Monday where he had Willie Colon on the show. He's one of the husbands of the show to Akeisha Colon. Okay, there was an incident that took place during the finale that resulted in couples about to fight and a lot of drama that took place. Okay, of course, Akeisha. Let me go back to the main screen. Of course, Akeisha felt pretty disrespected earlier on in the season due to the video they chose to use of her in the intro when she had already explained to them that she didn't like that. Like, don't use that. I don't like that, and they did it anyway. Okay, so that was a sign of disrespect for her. All right. So I think that, in my opinion, I don't think that was the number one thing that made Akeisha want to leave the show. But I do think that it was something that stuck to her that definitely had her in her feelings and making her feel away. And although I didn't see anything wrong with it, I understand Akeisha having a certain image and not wanting some stuff out there like that when it comes to that particular photo. So, I mean, she's entitled to that. And that's fine. But I feel like as time progressed, what really confirmed it, the situation for her, not only the altercation itself, but in my opinion, more so how Letitia this week, honey, and Miss Latrice sat on Instagram Live and tried to concoct a plan and reasoning or whatever it was to try and talk about, she had people come up there trying to fight and da-da-da-da, did it be it? Girl, I don't care nothing about none of this shit she talking about, okay? I didn't believe neither one of those ladies, but I feel like the way they were trying to spin a narrative about Akeisha and Akeisha's character, I think that definitely put a nail in the coffin. In addition, okay, first it was the Belle Collective intro, right? Then it likely was the fight and how that was handled during the show. Then it likely was watching how Carlos pretty much disregarded how Miss Sophia felt when she was on that live on his show just 2 weeks prior, right? I think it was 2 weeks prior. Then, seeing how the show was edited, okay, having to relive that moment, and then also seeing these ladies, Letitia and Miss Latrice, try to say whatever they say about her character. I think that was the nail in the coffin for her. So when her husband did that show on that Monday, her husband said what he had to say. He took accountability on his own part, and she got on there and said, we're done. In my head, I started to think Sophia may stay around, but I wouldn't be surprised if she actually left. What made me think Sophia would stay around is because she finally had her moments, right? Y'all know JJ and Selena both were a part of a television show on Lifetime called Bring It. It was a dance show about their daughters, okay? About teenagers and their competitions and stuff. And it was a really good show at one point. And that's how we got introduced to Selena and JJ. Now, the entire time they were on this show, Sophia and JJ had been married, but she played the back. Finally, she has a stage to, show people, you know what I'm saying? Her, like, Selena is not the girl that's connected to my husband outside of the children. I am his wife, okay? So she finally got that platform, got that attention, all of that. And I thought that would be the reason she would stick around, even with Selena joining the show, okay? Let me say this. Not only was it, to me, her closest ally, closest friend on the show stepping away from the show, I think that I don't know, some part of me want to think that JJ could have influenced this decision, but I don't know. I think JJ enjoyed it as well, so I don't even know if JJ had anything to do with the decision, but I feel like somebody else could have got in her ear. And maybe that person was Akeisha, because I do feel like Sophia has shown up as flip-floppy in her emotions a bit, right? Where she's good. She wants to move on from Selena, but then, or the issue with Selena, then she got her husband in her ear, right? She likely want to stay on the show just a little piece, but then, dang, my girl, she's leaving. And I already know most of this cast is already closer to Selena than me. Do I want to really fight for my life the next season while I'm fighting for, my family or whatever like that? So Probably had some conversations with Akeisha. And once she saw Akeisha stepped away, it influenced her to step away too. Now, let me tell you, I saw a post over there on your page, Carlos. And I saw I believe you had took that post down because somebody sent it to me shortly after Miss Sophia announced her departure, and it was giving shade. It was like some shade that was being thrown. It's like a subliminal shade, and I didn't really like that. I'm like, if you're gonna be a professional and you're gonna have your production company and stuff, I just feel like I feel like you already teeter the lines with the audience from having a YouTube channel, trying to be a YouTuber and whatever else you try to do on top of this production show. But then the extra shade to a past castmate. And then did you put a statement out? I remember when Antoinette came out and she put a statement out about her not wanting to be a part of the show anymore. I remember him either what I don't remember if it was like writing on her page or reposting it, whatever it was. He told her she was always welcome back. Now that Sophia has come out and said whatever she said, y'all can send it to me because I don't see everything like people think I do. I don't always see everything. But as of this moment, I have not seen where Carlos has said anything to her about, we appreciate you for helping the show get to where it is. Whatever the case is, you're always welcome back, even if you don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? I guess. But like, I haven't seen anything where you have acknowledged it and said something nice about it. If anything, what I did see was you kind of throwing shade because now you want to be in the spotlight with the audience, but then can't take the heat when they start digging in that just a little piece. You know what I'm saying? And that's not just you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's all people that put themselves in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can't take it, and it's easier to say whatever you want to say from the place that you sit if you're sitting behind a hidden profile. You know what I'm saying? Or a private life where you don't put yourself on display. It's easier for those individuals to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? But then what you do, sometimes it just comes with it, right? But yeah, I didn't see him put anything out there to acknowledge that or anything. But y'all let me know if y'all seen it and let me know your thoughts. But we'll get into Sophia's message. Okay, so she says, watching the reunion episode was very hard to sit through, especially now knowing where my family currently stands. I was disappointed in my actions because even though I had my reasons, it should have never been handled or addressed on this platform from the beginning. I take full accountability for allowing the entertainment of this show to ruin the integrity of my family. I'm so glad you're taking full accountability on that, okay? Because I don't feel like it's all, I mean, it is a shared part though. It all ain't just on you because honestly, you and JJ did come into the show talking about Selena, making it appear as though she wasn't doing her part just a bit, okay? So she had every right, in my opinion, to step up on the show and be a part of it, especially after y'all included her in such a way. But also, that's the messiness of the show. When you are becoming a part of the show, they want to know about the family dynamics and all kind of things and everything. And then they're going to play into that when it comes to reality. So I don't think it's fully on you, but we appreciate you for taking, full accountability. She says, I have apologized publicly and privately to Selena for my part in this entire production. We are moving on and moving forward, putting our family first and focusing on our healing. Okay. She says all the S's, Sophia, Chanterial, I hope I said her name correctly, Selena, Sanjay, Star, and Sky are solid. Okay. They must have had another conversation where they agree to disagree and they're going to be pressing forward. She says, I do know that in order for my family to completely heal, someone will have to exit stage left, and I have decided that it will be me. Okay. She says, I am pleased to say that I received my renewal letter for a new season, but the Williams will not be returning to Belle Collective. Okay. That is what she had to say. And you know what? Maybe JJ was in support of this decision now that I think about it. JJ lost his mom back in December. I believe it was early December. I feel like he said December 12th, but don't quote me. It was sometime in December. I do believe he lost his mom, and he probably just has a lot going on with him right now mentally. And with him dealing with the loss of a parent, it may make him self-reflect about his parenting and his relationship with his daughters. And when he thinks about that, he might be on some, that's more important than some of this stuff. So if we feel like, hey, the show is going to continue to come in between us and divide us, we living on borrowed time. Let us take the step back and do what we need to do, okay, for our family. So that could be the situation. All right. I mean, her adding JJ just a little bit in the end. I don't know. Let me not even go into that. But It could be. So maybe that also influenced her. Maybe she did want to do the show, but for the betterment of the family. Maybe she talked to Akeisha, so that made her decision easier. Talking to JJ made her decision easier, and so she flipped and said, "You know what? I'm about to get the hell up out of here too." And you know what? I ain't even mad at Sophia for getting the fuck up off the table. And I said that earlier when she talked about feeling disrespected by Carlos. My thing was this: you owe it to yourself to, or shall I say, not disrespected by Carlos, but protected by Carlos. I said you owe it to yourself first to protect yourself before you expect anybody else to do it, in my opinion. Okay. And if that ends up being, in order to protect myself, I need to remove myself, do what you got to do, because let winter tell it, y'all ain't getting paid like that anyway. Okay. I don't know what them folk making. Okay. Because I would think that it's different across franchises. And all of that, and television shows. Okay. I'm sure Love and Marriage Huntsville is getting paid the most because they were the first ones to show up. But Belle Collective is a completely different show. All right. So they might get more money or less money, I don't know, in their budget from OWN. But then at the same time, once it's trickled down to Kingdom Reign, then they're going to disperse it accordingly based on what you agree to. And I'll be honest, if I had a production company, and this may be bad, girl, this might get a little piece of capitalism or something like that, I don't know. But listen, girl, if I had a show and they done gave me so much money for it, and I was able to convince some other people of another franchise to take a lease amount, I'm probably going to try and get y'all around the same amount, even if it is a different show. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't gonna see that. Y'all, I doubt that they get to see the money flowing through the production company. You only see what you agreed to in your contract and what he provides to you. Okay. So there's that on that. All right. So that's what I would think, y'all. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I feel like they do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of different companies. Once they get money from up here and then it's time to trickle it down to the different people or whatever, they're going to see who takes the lead. So I saw some on social media and I thought it was so fucking funny. This person said, I had a job interview and they offered me the job on the spot, and they said, we're going to start you off at $15 an hour. And then in 6 months, we'll give you $25 an hour. So when can you start? That boy said in 6 months. I said, I know that's motherfucking right. Okay. Because if you can offer me that then, but you need to give it to me now, because bills is due as we're speaking. Run it. Okay. But that's what's going on. Sophia has decided that she's going to be leaving the show. And that's just what that is. I feel like a lot of people have left. And you know what? I'll say this too. I know a lot of people like to put a lot on Carlos, in my opinion. And it's just me being like honest. Some of that stuff don't always be him. In my opinion, some of that shit be these fans. Sometimes it be the castmates, and sometimes it be these fans that may do too much, and then people just be like, "Oh, they digging into my tea too much," or "Oh, they just doing too much." Girl, I can't get right on nothing. I got to go. I feel like that was a part of Tiffany and Lewis's situation, as to why they left. Okay. I'm sure that contributed to why Miss Stormy said, let me get the hell up off the table. It ain't like I really need it for real. Okay. But then you got these fans trying to make something out of nothing every single time. Baby, let me go. Okay. So, it's not always all him, whether you like him, whether you like it or you don't. It's a variety of reasons, okay? So some of it definitely could be him. I'm not excluding him 100%, but I'm just saying not all of it is him. But that's just my opinion, okay? So there's that. You guys can leave your thoughts on that particular situation with Belle Collective. Are you guys going to miss Miss Sophia? Are you going to miss Akeisha? Girl, let me not even ask about that, because some of y'all ready to say something about Miss Akeisha, because she be getting under y'all skin like she get under Miss Letitia. But anywho, I will say this though. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're about to change this show up. Now, I know Akeisha and Sophia are leaving, and who knows? Who knows? Even though everybody he was expecting everybody to return. Okay? Everybody to return. Y'all could have potentially pissed Carlos off to the point where he probably going to reevaluate the whole thing when it comes to the cast. We might get some new players and it might come off like it's a fresh show all over again. Dr. Marie Monroe ain't she really don't need it. She don't need it. I think she enjoys doing it, but she don't need it. All right. So I don't know. He could. She already got her pickup letter though. So maybe they all will come back. Maybe he can't snatch back what was already sent out. So we'll see if he's gonna add just 2 more Bells in place of those ladies, or if he gonna add in 3 more Bells. We shall see. Okay. I'm surprised Miss Tambra decided to hang around, but I mean, I guess she got some of the apologies that she was seeking, so she's gonna continue to coast and just see how it goes, because Carlos did tell her something about in the reunion, like, we need you to trust the collective for what its original purpose was, or something like that. Basically saying we're still standing on those principles that we approached you with when we approached you. Okay, so we need you to just hang in there just a little piece, girl. Okay, it'll get a little better. All right, so that's what's going on. Leave your thoughts and comments about that down below.